So as we bring 2023 to a close, thought I could go over my top 20 street photography photos that I took this year. Now the last video of the year for me was originally going to be a street photography POV, but unfortunately we actually had a big storm on Christmas Day here in the Gold Coast, and it's caused extreme havoc everywhere. Even to this day, it is the 30th today, even to this day, there's a lot of places without power. And it's 5 days later. So I had power out for 8 hours and I thought that was bad. But because of all the power outages, all the trees fallen, it is absolute chaos to go to the streets in the Gold Coast and actually take photos. So I figured I won't add to the traffic and I'll stay here and until it clears up, and it still hasn't cleared up. So here we are making this video instead, which is probably a video I should have made anyway. So yeah, and it's the 30th right now, so I'm going to try and get this out as quick as I can. Also in that storm, there was a tornado, which is like unheard of in this area, so a lot of places were absolutely decimated, and considering myself quite lucky here. Anyway, let's go over the first photo. Also, these are in no particular order, it's just random order. Now the first image, probably my favorite of the year, or one of my favorites from the year in terms of street photography. And this was actually taken on a Canon EOS M6, and I had that camera for about 2 weeks. I was actually going to make a video about it, but I ended up just not liking it as much as I thought I would. I basically got it because of the compact nature of it and the tilt screen, so I can do more hip shots, but didn't end up actually enjoying it that much. But I took probably 5 photos and I actually landed on one of my favorite photos of the year. Old mate on the right here looks kind of uninviting, I guess, which is ironic because he's selling party balloons. And we have the lady on the left here yawning, and then her partner looking very serious as well. It's quite well balanced, so it's kind of why I like it. And also I like the color grading I did on it. All in all, it's one of my favorite shots. Next photo here, bloke on the beach dusting his sandals off. I really like this because of the composition. It's like a leading line happening, and there's no other people in the frame, this is Broad Beach, so normally there's people on the beach, but somehow I caught it. I don't know if I've edited it out, can't remember now, but I've caught him dusting his shoes off. Kept him on the right third here because I felt like the leading line was quite a nice element to the photo. Also, side note, I'm probably not going to explain these very in depth. I'm just going to be like, I like this photo and then move on. So there's some photos that I like a lot about, and then there's some photos, it's just the simplicity of the photo is what I like. This one here, probably in my top 3, to be honest. I don't know. Next photo, I'm probably going to say it's my top 3 as well, but this photo, the composition, the shadows, the contrast, the colors, there's only like 2 colors in this shot, or maybe 3 with whatever is on his jeans there. It's not very minimalistic, but it's very simple. It's a very simple shot, and I really like simplicity, and it might be a bit of a theme for some of these shots, and some of them are very different. So with the last one, it's quite the same with this shot here. Very similar vibe, kind of minimalistic or simple. It's the shadows, the lighting, everything kind of just tied together. I actually stood in this spot for quite a while because I was just like, oh, that pocket of light is really cool, and it's very dark over here on the left-hand side. So I really wanted someone to walk across, and someone did. She had like a pink water bottle, so it kind of brought a bit of color. And the fact that there's not as much color in this just makes it a bit more appealing to me. I do like color a lot. I like yellows and reds, but sometimes the less color, the better. Simply took this photo because of the framing. It's kind of like the doors here at the back have multiple frames, and this guy was smack bang in the middle of one of the frames. So it lined up pretty well with the whole photo, where there's like a border around the whole photo, and he's reading the paper. So it's not extremely interesting, but not many people read the paper these days, so it might be a timeless shot in the future, who knows. Oh, this one's definitely one of my favorites. Due to the smudging on my camera lens because of all the rain, the lights in the background bloomed like crazy. And then we got this lady here, I'm not sure what the religion is or anything, but she's fully shaved head, wearing this red, I think it's like monk or something, I can't remember. She has a market store here. She's here every now and then. I actually have a couple photos of her. But yeah, she got the red umbrella, red shoes, and a few umbrellas around. And you can see she's very singled out in the frame. She's not very sharp in the shot, but I honestly don't think that really matters too much for the most part, because it's just... and also I found a new way to color grade this sort of night rainy stuff. So this is like a start of a whole new preset right here. Overall, I just really love the shot. Oh, this one's a really good one. Back to the reds, I guess. We got old mate in the red shirt, and in the background, there's someone with the red shirt. The top left-hand corner, there's like those berries or fruits or whatever they are that are red. Then you got the traffic light on the right side with red. And I liked how this is framed because his legs are kind of cut off and his foot showing because of the shadows and all that sort of stuff. This was originally a landscape shot, but I did feel like it needed to be cropped in a vertical shot. So that's that photo. And on the same day I took this photo here, I like how his shadow's casting on the wall here, which is lit up, and everywhere else is very, very dark. Gotta love that minimalistic or simple sort of frame, simple sort of image. And you can't see the front of this girl, so you can't see the front of her silhouette or anything. And that gets projected onto the side of the wall, which you can see her like profile. So one of my favorite shots, obviously. That's why it's in the top 20. This one here too, I just seen this guy standing up here looking out, and the guy on the chair initially was looking at him like, why are you standing up there? I seen another bloke walking towards, and I was thinking, oh, he's gonna look at this bloke because it's kind of random. And he looked towards him, which is kind of nice. And I kind of just really like the balance between all the subjects in the photo, and the color's quite nice as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This shot here is pretty simple. It's just framing. That's kind of what brings it together for me. It's all the framing, the fence here that frames the dog, which is framed in a window. Simple, love it. Oh, this one's a neat one. I wish the colors were a little bit better on this. I think it's kind of got a bit whitewashed from the sun over here, but overall I just like the angle of it. It's a bit of a Dutch tilt. I left it like that. I just thought it looked better. There isn't really much to talk about. I just like the shot. This one's nice too. I like the balance between all of the subjects, and they're looking at the same thing, which is the volleyball. And obviously we got the ball in the air, and everyone's doing a bit of a different gesture. We got the hands on the back, we got the drink in the water. We love the hats as well. And then all the other people in the background are so small that it doesn't distract from the main subjects of the shot. This one here was a cheeky hip fire. Kind of gave me main character vibes. The original shot wasn't actually that good, so I had to edit the absolute fuck out of it. She was wearing quite a bit of color, kind of like it on the bag here. There's quite a bit of color. We got these glasses, which are like straight out of the 80s, I guess. I don't know what era. And it's kind of balanced with the people in the background as well. She just kind of gives off the main character vibe. That's what I said at the start, so I'm going to stick with that. This one here is probably not the most amazing photo, but it's the closest photo I've ever taken. Probably never get this close again. The theme here really is a bunch of Asian tourists having a good time. We've got a nice hat. That's kind of what attracted me to shoot it in the first place. And they're wearing quite a bit of color. So that's kind of why I like this shot, I guess. And of course I took it really close, and I've been wanting to get closer a lot more lately, but I'm actually backing off a bit now. But yeah, really like the shot. This one's a pretty nice one. I can actually talk about it a bit. Obviously, it's the balance in the image is one of my favorite things about it. And the fact that we have dad here on the left, we have the son here, and the daughter here on the right. And it kind of just, it's kind of like a leading line, like a triangle, I guess, coming down to a point over here. And then the kite over here balances out the weight of the bottom of the image, which is quite pleasing to me. Also, I think the daughter, I would assume, is younger than the son, so it's a kind of a generational thing where it's like oldest, youngest, oldest, younger, and then youngest. So it's kind of why I like this image. It's quite balanced. I wish they were more to the left a bit, so this bit of building here wasn't actually behind the little girl, but I guess you can't get perfect image every time, and this is close to perfect for me. Also, like the color grading. The kid was wearing red and yellow, and you know what I'm like with red and yellow. I absolutely love those two colors. Now this one's kind of chill. I love this one. All the people on bikes in this image are shirtless, and they all have tattoos, and they all kind of look, I don't know, people associate tattoos with scary people, but it looks like they're having a lot of fun. And the fact that they're all in a line passing by me, not really much else to say, but there was kind of like a recurring theme of shirtless, tattoo, and on bikes. Now this one didn't get any response on Instagram, but I think that's because I just got absolutely shafted lately. Thanks Instagram. But it's the simplicity of the shot where the bottom half of the frame is pretty much empty, but it has a pattern of blue and white. I wish this person on the right here wasn't here taking a video or photo or whatever, because it would have been a much cleaner shot. But of course, the whole thing that ties us together is the little kid waving, which is just fun. I just really like this shot. One of my favorite shots that I've taken, definitely this year, which is why it's in the top 20. On the same day I took this photo, mainly what attracted me, I was walking towards this fire hydrant booster, seen the kid with the yellow windbreaker, whatever that is, and I thought, let's try and line them up so there's a balance between the two. They're both in the thirds, all that sort of stuff. And then at the time I was shooting it, the kid points straight at the sign. Couldn't have planned that any better. Very simple shot. Love it. Love the color grading. Oh, this one's nice. Bit of anonymity. Oh, can't even say the word. I love that her face is completely in the shadow. It's like you can't even see her face. And then her partner is completely blacked out as well, apart from his arm. The colors in the background, I like the blue and the white, comes pretty nicely with the colors of their skin and her outfit. And obviously cool hat. Oh, this one's a neat one. It's not really much to say. Mostly it's the color grade on this shot. Kind of gave it a bit more of a cinematic sort of edit, and then the fact that she is silhouetted. Obviously I turned the shadows down a lot in editing, so you can't really see her, can't see any details. I just wish this Toyota Corolla here was not here, but it still ended up being one of my favorite images. Now this one's the last one in the top 20, and of course this is the latest shot that I've actually taken. It is one of my recent favorites, and I really like this shot. Obviously she's in this pocket of very harsh light, casting her shadow, and it's kind of given this eerie vibe, empty vibe. I don't really know how to explain it because of all the chairs being empty on the side here. It's simple. It's simple. It's simplicity. That's the theme. Now we have a couple honorable mentions. Now, some of these aren't really classed as street, I guess, but first one being this Cadillac here, this Cadillac DeVille. The panning shot, I had to edit it in a vintage way, I guess, added grain to it. I messed with the colors a bit to make it a filmy look, but it's not particularly filmy, but it's kind of cinematic, like an old movie or something. This one here, one of my favorite street portraits. These guys dressed up as like 90s hip-hop rappers or something, and I asked them for a photo, and obviously they're all characters. They all had their own poses, and I thought that was a pretty cool vibe for Surfers Paradise. And last one was this one, because these two people are homeless people in Southport, and they actually asked me if I could take a photo of them. They didn't even want the photo, they just wanted their photo taken. Obviously I was like, hell yeah, because I normally don't take photos of homeless people or people that are just in a really shit spot, unless they're doing something absolutely crazy. But if they're just, most of the time, like people like this that are disadvantaged, I guess, they're kind of just sitting on the street with like suitcase or whatever. And I just feel like it's weird to take photos of them, because it's kind of like, it's not really like that's their home, it's the street. So I normally just avoid that. But in this case, these people asked for a portrait, and it looks like they have a pretty, these two people have a pretty big story behind them. Lots to speak of. There's a lot of trauma and just a lot of crap that's obviously happened with them. That's why it's an honorable mention. It's not particularly a street photography photo, but it's more of a street portrait, I guess. So that's my top 20. Now, depending where you're watching this, or if you celebrate it, hope you had a good Christmas. If not, hope you had a good holiday or caught up with the family or whatever the heck. And by the time you see this, it's probably going to be pretty much New Year's. I guess hopefully Happy New Year, and hopefully I improve what I've done this year. I do see improvement in myself, this is like kind of a thing for me to just reflect on and see how I've gone throughout the year with street photography. Now I was going to make a landscape photography one too, but it's more of a street photography channel. A lot of my landscape stuff doesn't really work on this channel, unfortunately, but I do have quite a few shots that I just absolutely love. So anyway, I guess I'll see you in the next year, and hopefully that first video will be a street photography video. Remember, I have calendars. You can actually see all that down below in the description. I have a Burdekin calendar and a Gold Coast calendar for 2024. Unfortunately, it doesn't go to North America. US and Canada do miss out. It doesn't ship to there. I'm doing it through Gelato, and it doesn't ship to there for some reason. And if you want to check out my Insta, website, all that sort of stuff, that is down below. Make sure you like the video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you like street photography stuff. And remember, go out and take some shit photos, because you won't take any good photos unless you take some shit ones. See you in the next one.